Hello everyone and welcome to another match I played on Ptcgo. This time I'm trying something a little different. I'm trying a deck recommended by a subscriber, C. Mangarero or Manjarero. I'm not exactly sure how he prefers to pronounce it. But anyway, you'll see the deck right now. It's basically revolving around dragon type Pokemon and using Altaria from Dragon's Exalted and using Fight Song to boost their attack power. So as you see here, I'm mulliganing a few times, unfortunately, but so does my opponent, although I do so once more than he does. And I'm going to start off with Latias and 2 Swablu on the bench. So hopefully I can evolve those guys quickly and get my Latias powered up. But it looks like my opponent's going to go first, and they turn over a Tepig, actually 2 Tepigs, and they play a town map right off the bat. So it looks like they're playing some sort of Emboar variant. Not all that popular nowadays. And they're playing Water Energy, which I'm not sure. It might be a Dragon type deck as well, probably a Kyurem of some sort, and yeah, looks like it is a white Kyurem, which is probably problematic for me because he can hit me for weakness. But let's see what he's going to do. He's going to play a heavy ball, get another white Kyurem. Yeah, we normally don't see that white Kyurem from Boundaries Cross, but I guess Emboar with Inferno Fandango would probably be the best fit for that. So he just puts down 2 white Kyurems. I'm going to attach a Blend Energy onto Latias, play a Colress for 5, and just end my turn. My opponent, I don't exactly see what their strategy is, other than to use Inferno Fandango, if that's in fact the type of Emboar they're playing. But he's going to evolve into Pignite, one of his Tepigs on the bench, and just end his turn. So I get another energy, and I'm going to attach it onto Latias. So this matchup is a really bad one for me because, unfortunately, Latias, its attack doesn't factor in weakness or resistance. So it does 70 flat plus anything that's added on by Fight Song, I think. So I Junipered my hand away and got into a Altaria and a Giratina EX, which is the other main attacker this deck has. But it looks like my opponent's playing the other Emboar, the non-ability Emboar, which is really an odd choice. But they're going to just play that, and I finally get a 3rd energy to play. And here, debating what to do, I'm going to Ultra Ball a Victory Piece and a Skyla to get another Altaria. Victory Piece is for Victini, sort of the energy accelerator on this deck, although it doesn't work all that well because Victini is really vulnerable in the current format that has a lot of strong water attackers, and the energy acceleration it provides is honestly not all that helpful because there's a lot of blend energies in this deck and a lot of special energies, so it really depends which attacker you're trying to work with. Either way, you're left potentially short energies because it runs grass and fire, as you'll see at the end of this video. So here I'm just going to hit with Barrier Break. It does 70, but as you noticed, it only did 70, so Fight Song for whatever reason did not activate. It should have, because it's only supposed to do 70 and ignore any effects that the defending Pokemon has and not that your own Pokemon have. So it didn't add 20 for each Altaria. I should have done more damage than just 70. So that's really unfortunate. It's going to make this match a lot harder and make Latias essentially dead weight because White Kyurem can hit for weakness. So here I'm just going to Skyla for a level ball. I think I want to get something out that I can either sacrifice or get another Altaria, but it doesn't look like I have it. My 3rd one is Prize, so I'm just going to go for an Emolga so I can get Retreat leave Latias up there. I actually captured up the Emboar last turn, and I've hit it twice so far. It's 10 short of the knockout because I don't really want to take an attack right now from White Kyurem. It will essentially knock me out if it gets fully powered. He's going to Skyla probably for a catcher. I don't really know. Maybe an energy search to get a water energy onto that White Kyurem. And he actually goes for the switch. So he's going to switch into White Kyurem and catcher. So he's got it for one of the two. And he catchers up Giratina. So now Giratina takes 120. And I have an EXP share on it. So that's really unfortunate. I'm just going to switch out, go back into Latias. Debating whether or not to end, but my opponent has nothing, so I'd probably be helping him. So I decide just to go for barrier, break, hit for 70, leave him with 110, and end my turn. My opponent top decks a Sharon and draws 3. I don't know if it's going to be all that helpful, but he hits me for 120. I get another catcher. Maybe I can catcher stall here. Looking at his bench, and his other White Kyurem has no energy on it, so I figure I can attack this one and 3-shot it because Giratina has no other energy on it, and I'm still not really wanting to play that end because it looks like my opponent's struggling. He's going to Skyla for another switch, so we're going to see the White Kyurem with energy come back into the active spot and start attacking me, and this time I actually get the knockout. So at this point I think I'm just going to send that fire energy onto Giratina, send it to the active spot, and end and hope I hit an energy. If I don't, I'm going to be in a really tough spot. My opponent's going to take 2 prizes and a huge lead on me because my only attacker is heavily damaged. So I'm just going to end for 6, and it looks like I don't hit any energy. I do get a heavy ball and a switch, so I think I'm going to play that heavy ball, get another Giratina out, just leave it on the bench to try to get it powered up and ready to go, and I'm going to switch into a Molga just to let it take the hit for this turn. White Kyurem can only hit me for 60, I think its first attack does. This is the one from Boundaries Crossed, so it's not all that useful. He's going to heavy ball for probably, okay, it looks like another White Kyurem. He's going to put that on the bench, and if he uses his first attack and hits a heads, I think he can take energy from his discard pile. It's called Dragon Steam, but it looks like he's going to play catcher first and finish off Giratina, so he's going to take 4 prizes, and I've still not taken any. So I'm just going to send Emolga back into the active spot. As you can see, this deck really struggles to get energy on the board and keep it there. That's why I run EXP share. But even with that, the current format has a lot of Pokemon that just love to discard special energy, and this deck runs quite a few of them. So that's been an issue I've been trying to work around. I'm considering if I'm going to retry this deck, maybe running Ho-Oh and using Energy Switch, and try to see if it works that way instead of running Victini. But I just sent up Emolga this turn and end it. I don't really hit anything helpful. But my opponent is going to Sharon again. White Kyurem is still in the active spot. He's going to attach another energy, this time of water, so he can hit me for the knockout, but if he does, he must discard 2 fire energy. And he doesn't, because he doesn't have the right Emboar, so that would be a dumb play here. But fortunately that gives me another turn to stall, and then I'm going to end him. So he's down to 2 cards in hand, and I'm down, and I get a nice hand of 6, fortunately, because I've been playing so poorly. And I'm just going to end my turn. As Latias is not really helpful in this matchup, so I'm not going to play it down. I'm just going to pass and let my opponent go. If my voice sounds a bit off, it's because I've been a bit under the weather, so I apologize for that. So my opponent's, I guess, thinking here a bit. Not sure what he's going to do. Looks like he attaches another water energy. So an odd choice there, but he hits me with his first attack and knocks me out. So I'm going to send up Giratina, and I have the energy in hand to go for an attack and use Shred, which should do 90 plus 20 plus 20, I believe, if fight songs are going to activate correctly, but I'm not really holding my breath here. And I'm not sure if Shred can counter weakness, but apparently it does. So Shred, even though it says this deck isn't affected by sort of effects on the defending Pokemon, I thought that would include weakness, but apparently it doesn't. So weakness is taking effect with Shred. It seems kind of odd, the difference between Shred and Barrier Break. I don't really get it, but I guess that's another story for another day. So I'm going to attach an energy to a Victini I just drew, and put it on the bench. So my opponent sends up an Emboar as a sacrifice, and now in 2 turns I've actually gotten 3 prizes, so I'm starting to catch up. He's going to send up another Tepig, probably to sacrifice as well, to try to get an energy on one of the white Kyurems to start attacking. He top decks a Juniper. He's going to use that. If he hits, I think there's a DCE on a white Kyurem. If he can hit a fire energy and a switch, then he's golden. He's gonna Pokemon Communication in an Execute, which is another weird thing. I don't see what he would use that for except to just as a discard fodder. But I haven't seen him run Ultra Ball at all. Just seen him use a Heavy Ball and Pokemon Communication. But he gets out a Pignite, and I guess he's going to evolve his bench Tepig, it looks like. And he puts a Fire Energy onto his white Kyurem. And yeah, he evolves his active. And puts down a Druddigon, a Plasma Druddigon, it looks like. So here I'm going to play a Heavy Ball, just to check out my deck. There's no Pokemon left, so I'm going to Super Rod back Giratina, Fire, and a Grass Energy. So this deck runs no Psychic, that's what I was trying to allude to earlier. I'm going to use an Ultra Ball to discard Latias and Emolga, and get back Giratina EX, just in case I need to switch out. And I'm going to attach that Blend Energy onto it, and attack with Shred for 130. So yeah, it looks like Fight Song is adding correctly on Giratina, but it wasn't adding on Latias for whatever reason. So now I'm really closing the gap. I'm probably going to win unless he can do something. So going from 6-1 down to 2-1 is quite amazing at this point. But it's just a matter of hitting the right cards at the right time. So my opponent attaches energy, but he can't attack, so I'm just going to catch her up like Kyurem and hit it for the knockout. Although yeah, I'm not sure if he had any switch left. But it looks like he just scoops before I can actually take the prizes. I guess it's fair. So now to go through and break down the deck, just briefly, and how it I composed it. Keep in mind it's slightly modified from what the original user sent me, C. Manjero or Mangarero, sorry. I just called it Fight Song. So let's look at the Pokemon line here. I think I'll go to all cards view to make it easier. So I'm running 1 Victini, 2 Emolga, 3 Giratina EX, 2 Latias, and a 3/3 line of the Fight Song Altaria, 2 Energy Search to get those Fire and Grass for critical, 2 Heavy Ball, 2 Level Ball, the standard 4 Pokemon Catcher, 2 Super Rod, 3 Switch, 1 Tool Scrapper, 2 Ultra Ball, and my supporter line is going to be 3 Colress, 4 N, 2 Juniper, and 4 Skyla. I also ran in this 2 EXP shares, 1 Victory Piece, 3 Grass, 3 Fire, 2 Blend, the Psychic Fire Grass Dark, and 4 Prism.